Right. The people from last 3 or 4 sessions, we saw how actually we can import the data, how we can understand the data, study the data, and also how we can, start creating the visualizations, folders, hierarchy, many simple, basic things we learned. We also learned about few visualizations last week, correct? The last session. Today, we'll be learning about the functions in Tableau. First, we learn about the functions, and then we learn about something called as parameters. And then we have groups, set. There are many things which are related. So today, we work on functions, and tomorrow we'll be working on groups, sets, parameters. There are two other things. Pinterest not still yet done, correct? We'll do it the next session. All right. First, we'll go with functions. First of all, what is a function? Function is nothing but we try to do some calculations. That is, we use some formulas. Say, if you want to do some calculations, we have some formulas. Say it can be sum, average, minimum. And coming to text, we have upper, lower. In Excel, whatever functions we have, almost similar functions we have in Tableau also. So keeping Excel functions in mind, the same thing we'll do in Tableau also. But in Tableau, it's a little more easier. We'll see how we can actually use the functions in Tableau, how they are actually useful in our visualization. Because I told in the last session, we did some basic visualization and some of the advanced visualization. But suppose if you think you want to make it more dynamic, so we have to learn about the functions, the formulas, right? If you go to the Tableau here, we have the columns. Okay. So we all know that we can write the functions on these columns. In Excel, we have equals. We'll try to refer one cell. We'll get the address and we do the calculation. But here it's not like that. We have to consider the column itself. If you already finished your Power BI class, you easily understand that when you're writing a function, we're considering the entire column, right? But here, writing functions are more easier than Power BI. In Power BI, we have various different calculations, calculated columns, measures, tables, and things like that. But here it's not like that. The concept is very simple. You take a column and start writing functions on that. Here also we have the categories, text functions, date functions, number functions, conditional functions. So whatever functions we have in Excel, Power BI, or any other applications, here also we have the categories. So what we'll do is we'll go one by one. First, we'll go with text functions. You can see I have a notepad here where I've put all the functions here. So I'll be sharing this with you people. You can use this. See, there are so many functions and they are very easy as well. Exactly like what we have in Excel formulas. First thing, suppose I want to concatenate. Here we don't have concatenate function. But suppose if you want to combine more than one column, so we can use plus. Use and symbol in Excel. Similarly, we can use plus. How to write formulas? Writing formulas, it's not like we go in Excel, we'll say equals and start writing or we'll get the formula bar. It's not like that. Here, if you say this, I have all the columns. If you want to write the functions, or if you want to create one column, we call it as calculated columns here. You have to just go, let's say, for example, I have this location and I want to combine region and state. Right click on the column on which you are writing the functions. Then create. You can see that calculated field. I'll click on this calculated field. You know what happens if I click on this? Automatically, I'll get one window like this. This is my formula bar. You can see it says calculation 1, and here it gives me the column name with a square bracket. And here I have something called as apply OK, and this is the message or the status whether the formula what I've written is right or wrong. It gives a suggestion. Apart from this, there is one small arrow here. If I click on this, see, it will expand, and this is nothing but the help section. What this will do, you can see here, I have so many functions here. All the functions which I'm actually learning, everything will be there here. For example, if you want to work on text function, I'll go here, see, string. All the string functions are listed down here. Let me click on this find, see, it will give me the example, the syntax, and the explanation. So you don't have to go and search for, the help file and all, everything is available here. So you can learn like this also, see, select, you will get the explanation, the example, and also it will give me the syntax as well. Understood? Okay. Let me minimize this. Cancel. This is one way. Another way. There is one small arrow here. Can you see that? Here. Small arrow. Click on this. Here also we have this create calculated field. I'll get this window. But here I'll not get the column name. So we have to give the column. Close this. Go to analysis. Here also we have create calculated. I'm just telling you where all we can go for creating the calculated field. Done. Now let's try to write the functions. If you want to create a calculated field, first we should give the name here. You have to give a name. You can give any name, but don't give space. I'll go here, say region state. I give a name as region state. How to use the columns? Just see here. Don't type the entire thing. Say I type this region. Can you see that? Automatically will come. Don't type full something like this. This is wrong. This is not a column. This is not considered as column. Now I have to use like this. See, this is the column what I'm using. So it should be in an orange color with square brackets. Plus double quotes, space double quotes, plus the state. Understood? So likewise, we can create the function. Now I'll go here and I'll say apply. Can you see this? The calculation is valid. And can you see here? I got one column here. Say okay. Done. My calculated column is created. Now what I'll do, I'll just drag and drop it in text. See? Or you can take one table, region and state. Understood? So likewise, you can actually start creating the fields. Now, next, this one what we created without using a function we created. Now, let's say I want to create one column with the uppercase and lowercase of the customer name. Let me go here. This time I know the column name. The customer name has to be uppercase or lowercase. Let me directly go here to the customer name. Do we have? Right click, create calculated field. Can you see that? Now let me go here and say function upper. Okay. Upper of, and we'll close the bracket. Can you see that? Upper of, open bracket, close bracket, within that you have to give the column name and I'll say okay. Can you see here? The function is created. And where is it created? It is created in dimension because it's a text. And can you see here? I have this equals ABC. The equal sign denotes that it is a calculated field. Equals. That means it's a formula. Let's go to this data source. And I'll just hide this. Let me scroll towards my right hand side. Can you see a region state? It says equals and function. See, function upper equals ABC. Right? So those columns also will be available. Now let me go to this sheet one. So we understood. Now suppose if you think I want to get this Take it and put it. See, uppercase. I want to have lowercase. Let me go click on this create field, and here I'll say lower, lower of customer name. See, if you have a doubt, click on apply. If there is any error, see, let me just show you. See, that's the syntax error. Just click on this arrow. You can see that expected closing parenthesis or comma while parsing argument list for lower. I will close the bracket and say okay. Function lower, just drag and drop. So this is called as calculated field. We have a lot of functions. So one by one functions we'll have to use for getting the calculated field and stuff. Okay. All right. So we understood about the upper and lower. Next one is left, mid, and right. We've done this in Excel also, Power BI also. Left, mid, and right. Let's say I have the customer ID. Let me take the order ID or customer ID, anything. See the order ID. Let's take order ID. I want the first 2 characters, the middle 4 characters, and the last 6 characters separately. I want to extract the data. So I can use left, mid, and right. Let's go here. I will take this calculated field and I'll use function left of order ID. Okay. Same syntax. You go to Excel, you go to Power BI or Tableau, all are same. Say here, left of string is order ID, comma, create the parameter. It says number of characters. I'll set 2. That means from left side, extract 2 characters. Say okay. Done. I want the last 6 characters. That is from right side, I need 6 characters. So which formula I'll be using? I'll be using right. Right of order ID. Okay. See the parameter. Number of characters. I'll say 6. Okay. 6 characters. And here we have left first 2 characters. Now I want the middle 4 characters. So we'll be using which formula? Mid formula. So I'll go here. Mid of order ID, comma. It lasts for start. From where should we start? Say 1, 2, 3, 4. From 4th position, 4 characters. Say okay. Understood. So we can easily extract the data from anywhere we want, say first 2 characters, last 6 characters, or anything. In Tableau, we have one function called a split. Like what we have text split in Excel. Similarly, we have split. But the advantage here is the split will actually help me in splitting the data and giving me which section I need, depending on the delimiter, the separate. In this, the data is separated by hyphen. Correct. So what I'll do, I'll go here. Let me remove all this. Okay. Calculated field, and I'll say function split. Split. It lasts for the string. I'll take order ID, comma. It lasts for delimiter. What's the delimiter here? Hyphen. I'll say hyphen, comma. It lasts for the token number. Now, what is token number? Say, if I say hyphen, this data, the column is getting split into 3 parts, right? Token 1, 2, and 3. There are 3 parts. If I say 1 and say okay, let me just take this. I'll keep it here. See, the first part I'll get. Now let me modify that. Let's go here. Then is that right click and say edit. I'll say 3. Just observe, I'll say apply. See, third one. If I say 2, second part. Understood? So instead of left, mid, and right, if you think that I have some hyphens or say some separators, if you want to split the data, you can use split. Understood? So left, mid, and right is for fixed characters. Split is for not fixed characters. Right. Next. Find and find nth. In Excel, if I say find, it will give me always the first occurrence. But suppose if you want to know if there are any second one as well, I can specify find the second one, third one, or anything. Let me go here and I'll say find. Okay. Function. Find. So what is it I need to find? Say I'll go here in customer name. In customer name, it's asking for substring. I want to find A. Okay. Close it. It says start. Start means from where I need to start the search. That should be from beginning. I will say okay. Now this is coming in measures. Why? Because it's giving me the position. Now let me go here. I will remove this. I'll take customer name. Okay. Now let me take this find and I'll put it here. Can you see this? I'm saying 6, 11, 10. Is it right? I'm saying find and I try to find A and the result should have been 1, correct in this case, because it is in the first place. It should have given, but it's giving me 6. But seeing the number itself, I'll say there is something wrong. This is not correct. Then what is correct? The correct one is 1. So in that case, why it is actually giving me 6? The reason is, can you see here? It says sum of, and maybe we have 6 names of this Aaron Bergman. Understood? There might be 6 names like that. Now what I'll do, I'll go here, just click on this and can you see this attribute? Click on this. Now can you see that it's saying 1? So what is the difference between aggregate and attribute? So what this measure say, the aggregate values it will do. I have the values. When I'm getting the values, say 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, it is getting grouped. Whenever I'm taking any data here in the canvas, it will get grouped or aggregated. Correct. But I don't want that. So what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll click on this attribute. So what attribute will do is it will remove the grouping and aggregate all the common values, only one value. And this attribute will work only if we have common values. Otherwise, it will not work. Otherwise, it will give me star. Because it will not understand what to do. Understood? Okay. Now I change this to attribute. Now we can see it says 1. I want to find the third place where I have this third place. This is by default, it is showing me the first place. I have one more function called as find nth. Okay. Function find nth. Find nth. Same thing, string, substring, and I should say occurrence. I'll use customer name, comma. Substring, I'll say A, comma. given the occurrence as 3. And now I'll say, okay, I will just observe. I'll take this. See, it says 72 actually. Let me expand. See, find nth, it says 72. 72 again, it is trying to add the values. Let me make this also attribute. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The next third occurrence is in 12th position. The occurrence is in 12th position. So likewise, I can use find and find and. Understood? Okay.
Sir,
Next.
sorry to interrupt, but I didn't understood this concept.
Find
Bhuvna,
nth user.
both find and find and both. I'm getting
Typical, let me
confused.
tell you. Okay, 1 minute. I'll tell you. Find means you're finding something. Okay, find. When it is found, it will give me the nth position of the word or say the character I'm searching for. In this case, I'm trying to search A. If you see, let me remove this. Okay. If you see this, I used find. Let's say find. Find is giving me some results saying that, okay, in this position, the data is available. If you go here, I'll just take this find and I'll put it here. Now the result what I'm getting is 6. But why it is giving me 6? Because if you go and check in the data, say Aaron Bergman. Let me just. Okay. Here, let me just sort it. I'll just give you the count, okay? So, okay. Can you read this? Aaron Bergman. How many times it is repeating? Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 6 times it is repeating. So when I'm taking the data here, you know what happens? This Aaron Bergman is getting grouped. All the common values are getting grouped. But I'm taking this number column, which will actually get aggregated. Now the result is 1 because the position is 1. So it is adding all that 6. 1 plus 1 plus 1, 6 times. It is giving me 6. But I don't want that, the total of all the values which is found. I want for that particular name, what is the position of A? The first position. Now, if you see here, instead of the 6, what I'll do, I'll go here. See, it is saying sum. But I'll say attribute. So what attribute will do is it will remove the grouping. When it is removing the grouping and the aggregate values, whatever is common value, only that will be given. But if the results are different, then this will become star. But now I'm getting 1. 1 is what? The first position. So previously it was giving me the grouped value. Next, what I did, I took nth and I'll put it here. Nth means what? I can specify, say, first occurrence, second occurrence, third occurrence. If I want to find which is the occurrence I need to find, then I'll be using nth, find nth formula. So in this case, it is actually the A is in 12th position. Since Aaron Bergman is repeating 6 times, 12 into 6 it is equal to 72. But I don't want the 72. I am just trying and giving it as attribute. See? Okay. It is just giving the position. Since we are getting this aggregated, so I want to remove that aggregation. That's it. Okay. Right. So we understood about find and find n. Then means number of characters. I want to know how many characters are there in customer name. So what I'll do, I'll go here. a function len of customer name. Okay. See, again here also should be a little careful. Let me show you what. Okay, let me drag and drop. See, it's giving me 78. Is it right? No, it is counting, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 into 6, so much? 78. See, it's very obvious, right? Now I'll go here, I'll change this to attribute. See? So wherever you feel that the values are getting aggregated, see if it is to be aggregated, leave it as is. If it should not be aggregated, you can use this attribute. And again, the attribute will work only if all the values are same. Otherwise, you use star. Okay. So this is about len. Next is starts with, ends with, contains. Suppose if you want to know a name is starting with some characters or name, it's containing something, or it's ending with something. You can use it starts with, ends with, and contains. Let me write the formula. I will remove this. I have a customer name. I want to get the customer name. Say function starts with. Okay. Starts with, it lasts for string. String is customer name, comma. I want to filter, or say I want to give the substring as say a double quotes, and I'll say okay. You can see I got this. Let me just drag and drop. This will give me true or false. See. So what does that mean? I'll take this function and I put it in filters. Okay. Only these three names are starting with A. If I give only A, let's say I'll go here. Function start. Let me remove this. See, there are so many. Let me just go here. Starts with, get it. I'll make it as only A. See, all the names starting with A will be true now. Understood? Okay. Now let's say ends with. I want to filter all the names, or say I want to get all the names with the names ending with ES. Ends with customer name, comma, I'll say ES. Okay, let me drag and drop. It'll give me some true or false here. If you want to know, there are so many records. If you want to know the true or false, just take this ends with and take only true. So here you can see that all the names with ES is true. Understood? Okay, let me remove this. Right. We saw starts with, ends with. Now we'll say contains. Contains, it can be anything. I want to filter all the values which contains. Let's say I'll take same column. Function contains. Contains. It lasts for string. I'll say customer name, comma. and we'll say ARV. Okay. I'll say okay. Now let me just drag and drop. See, whichever names has got ARV, that will be that will be given as true. Now, if you want to check this, I'll go here. Function contains. Okay, so I'll try to filter this. See, these are all the names where we have. Yeah. Got it? So this is starts with, ends with, and contains. The next one, what we have trim, please you work, because I don't have the data. I'll tell you what this will do. Trim will remove the unwanted spaces. Like what we in Excel, same thing we can do here also. Okay. Otherwise, I have this replace. Replace is exactly equivalent to substitute in X. So I have hyphens in the sub columns. I want to change the hyphen to slash. Then I can use this. The same example I've used in our Excel also, right? Now let me go back. And here I'll say calculated field function and we'll say replace. Replace. It asks for the string. I'll say order ID, comma, string hyphen to be replaced with slash. Okay. I'll say I'm going to remove all this. Okay. Let me take order ID solution object. Let me check order ID, correct? So I'll take the order ID. Okay. Now I'll take this replace. See, the hyphen has been removed with slash. Yeah. Right. So this is how actually we can use text functions. Done. So next is suppose I want to work on date functions. People know date functions, right? So we already worked on date. Say I want to extract day, month, and year. If you want to convert the day, month, and year to date. So all those functions are available here. Exactly what we have in Excel. Right. So first, let's see how we can extract day, month, and year from a date. How we can extract it. Just use the function day, month, and year. Let me go back. I will take this date column. Okay. Here is order date. Let me just drag and drop. Right. So we can use this column order date. I'll write a function. Function day. Day of order date. Next. Function month of order date. Right. Next, year of. Year of, we'll just say date. So we'll take order date. Okay. Now this day, month, and year separate. Now suppose if the data is in separate columns, I want to make a date. Then I have something called as make date. Okay. Let's go here. And I would say make date. It asks for year, so we already have one. Say function year, comma function month, then function date. Okay. Now I'll say okay. Now if you just drag and drop, and then we'll take the order ID. Okay. So this is my original year, month. Okay. So like this is the original column. Now what I have created, let's say I'll take, where is that? Function make day, month, year. Okay, it will be year actually. And year. Okay. These are all what? Numbers. That's why it is plotting. So I'll change this to text. See, is it right? It is adding the values. Then what should I do? I'll go here, I'll take the date column. See, 2021, 2023 or something. So what I'll do, I'll go here and I'll try to give exact date. When I click on exact date, this will give me all the date. But what I'll do, I'll go here. You have to change this. See, you have to convert this actually. Let me click on it. See, to change that to a measure, sorry, dimension instead of measure. Measurements is trying to group all the values. So when I change this to dimension, this will become like a label. Now you see, I'll go here, I'll take and day, month, we'll say. See, now it's going for previously it was adding all the values, correct? Likewise, we can actually try to get the values, but still, if there are any duplicates, if there are any duplicates in the date, then what happens? See here, say, can you see this? 6063. So in this case, what should I do? Same thing, we'll go here, change it to add. See, let's change for all. Understood why we actually get this wrong result? That means we're trying to combine them. Say it is trying to aggregate the values. Instead of that, I just change that to add. Okay, right. Next, so we learned about make date, day, month, and year. Suppose I want to add the days or find the difference between two dates. Okay. Now, what I'll do, I'll go here. First, we'll see how we can use this date diff, the difference between two dates. Let me take order ID. Take this order date. Let me make it as exact date. Exact date of delivery. One minute. Sorry, people. Order date. We change this to exact date. Okay. So this is my date. Now I want to take the ship date just to find the difference between two dates. Let me go here. I'll take ship date. See, these are the two dates what I'm getting. Now I need to find the difference between these two dates. When I'm trying to find the difference, you have to find it whether it is in year, month, day, or something. That is called as interval. Now what I'll do, I'll go here and try to find, say, create a calculated field. Function, and we'll say date diff. Say date diff. It lasts for date part. Date part is nothing but whether it should be day, month, or year. So it's called as the interval. So what I'll do, I'll go here and say day. The result should be in day. If you want in month, you'll say month. If you want in year, I'll say year. But here, the difference between these two dates are in days. Okay. So first, I'll take order date, comma, ship. Okay. Now I'll say okay. See that it's in dimension. Sorry, the measure. Let me take this and I'll drop it here. See the difference? Yeah. Again, if there are any duplicates, you'll have to go and check. And then you have to change that to, because it is finding just the number of days between two dates. It might get aggregated also because now we are not seeing into aggregations. We're just seeing whether I'm getting the right results. Okay. Right. Next, date add. Date add means I have a date. From that, for that date, I'll be adding some more intervals. Let me go here and remove the ship date. Okay. And let's remove this also. For this order ID, I'll try to add some value and find the next date. Let's go here. I'll say create field function date add. Date add, it lasts for the date part, then interval, and then date. Date part, I'll say add day, interval 10 days on order date. Date. Okay. Let me drag and drop it here. See, I'm getting this here. So let me change this to date. What did I do? See, I'm adding 10 days here. It should be that. Can you see it? So we can convert this exact date. Just deleting it. Let me take again date add. exact date. See, 10 days has been added back to that. Understood? So likewise, we can actually add or find the difference between two dates. Okay, right. Next one, today and now. You know this today and now. What is today? Leave today's date. Now means the current time. Let's go here and I'll say calculated call function today. Today, no parameters for this. Let's say okay. Again, we can do the same thing. Exact date. Then today's date, 22nd February 2020. Okay. Now I can use now. So you just try that again. Now means current time. The next one is date name. Suppose if you think that I want to get the name of the date, then I can use that particular function. Let me go here. Say function date name. Okay. Date name. A class for date part. Let's say date part. Month. Month. Then we'll say order date. Okay. Close bracket. So whatever is there in the order date, so I should get that particular name. I'll say okay. Let me drag and drop it. Okay. So it will give me the name of that particular month. So this is about the date functions. Any questions till now? See, there are so many functions, it will confuse you. So any questions till now? People online, any questions till now?
No, sir.
Sir.
I do understand formula classes will always be a little boring, but can't help this. We have to bear because these are something like very important chapters in business intelligence or any calculations. So once you learn about these formulas, I tell you people it will become more easy for you to work on dynamic reports. Otherwise, if you don't understand the functions, if you don't understand how actually we should get the result, it will become very difficult. Because business intelligence is not just drag and drop and create the visualization. It is all about how actually we will analyze the data and how you write the formula, what functions you're using, how the output is got, and how we can apply that for the visualization. Okay, so keep that in mind, right? Okay. Next, the next one we have aggregate functions. So what are aggregate functions? Aggregate function means some average where we take group of values. Let me go here and I'll show you something. Let's clear all this. I will take a region. Okay, this is the region. Now I'll take sales value. Here. I'll drag and drop. See? So between the values are getting aggregated automatically. Yes. It says internally it is happening. You can see it says sum. But when it comes to calculations, it is only one field. I just drag and drop. I'm getting this total. It is fine. But if you're actually working on some calculations, then you cannot use like this. You have to use aggregate functions. The aggregate functions are very easy. Sum, average, minimum, maximum, count, and count D. That is nothing but distinct count. That's what I call this. Now, for example, I'll go here and say calculated field, function sum. Okay, sum of sales. So give me the total value. Let me just drag and drop here. See, get the same result. But this is external. That is from outside. We are actually manually doing it, right? Next, suppose I want to get average. I'll make it as average. AVG. Next, min of sales. Minimum of sales. So all this will depend on what columns I'm taking. Maximum. Then max. I'll say max sales. Max of sales. Okay. So these are all some of the aggregate functions. But otherwise, we also have count. Let's say, for example, I'll go here. I'll take region. Okay. Let me take region. Location region. I want to count how many cities are there. So what I'll do, I'll go here and I'll just take count city. Okay. So count. This is state, that will be good. Okay. Let me drag and drop. Okay. See the central 3000, sorry, 2335. Do you think I have so many states, one region? No. So for that, what I'll do is I'll go here and I will create a function. Function count. What count D will do? This will give me only the unique results. Now let me go here, say count D, and then we'll take state. Okay. Now, if I drag and drop this, see, count without counting the distinct. I'm getting a very big number because it's counting all the records. But here I'm using count D, which will give me the result that is only whatever is unique, not all the values. Okay. So this is count and count. Okay. Right. Next is about the number functions. If conditions and table functions, more of functions are there that we'll do next session. Today, we'll finish with our number functions. I know too many functions, right? So many functions for that. Don't worry. They're all like Excel functions, so you don't have to bother about it. I'll be giving you this notepad also. Okay. Right. Abs. Abs means what? Absolute. Converting your negative number to positive number. Now let me go here and I'll remove all the selections and I will take order ID. Okay, I've taken this order. But let me take the profit. So it should be like a table. Profit. Yeah. Okay. So here I have some negative numbers here, and I have the profit. Now I will create one. Okay. Let's say I'm taking this apps, but people, the value what I'm getting here on screen, is it without aggregation or with aggregation? The column, what I'm getting this order ID, is it grouped or not? It will be obviously grouped, correct? So what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll say sum of profit. Sum of profit. Okay. Let me say okay and drag this. Yeah. Is that? Okay. This will give me the total, sorry. Now this one should convert to apps. So I've taken sum of profit. It is giving me the total sum. You can see that both are same. But what I'll do on this, I'll say apps and close the bracket. Okay. Sum of. Understood why we should give the sum? Because the value what I'm getting here, it is getting aggregated. So I should use that aggregated values, right? Let me say, okay. See now, the minus was there here, that becomes plus. Just scroll down. See? 25 minus 25 becomes 20. Understood? So apps means it is trying to convert negative number to positive number. Yes? Okay. Next, ceiling and floor and round. What is the meaning of ceiling? Round to the upper level. The floor means the lower level. Let me go here and I'll show you. Calculate. Say function. Ceiling of. Take the profit only. Profit. Okay. Let me take this ceiling. Let me remove all this. And I'll take this profit. Too many columns, it will confuse actually. Okay. Let me show you. See here the ceiling. You can see that it says 183. It is getting rounded off to the highest level. And here it says 182. That means it is trying to give you the actual value. Means whatever value is there, you just remove the decimal and it will give. But here what you see, this is getting the round off. If it's a 183.289 or something, it is just taking you to the next number. Same thing we have floor, which is rounding off the integer value to lower level.
Sir,
Ah,
but ಇಲ್ಲಿ third order ID ನಲ್ಲಿ 89 ಇದೆ profit, but it is showing as 92.
this is getting round off. That is, it is getting aggregated. Say it is rounding off. It is rounding off. That's what I'm telling. It is rounding off.
Sir,
This will round up to the highest value.
no, I'm from the top, the third one. Third one, 89, it is showing as
That is what
92.
I'm telling. See, that is what I'm telling. It is
Okay.
getting rounded off. Why? Because, say, for example, there are numbers. Let's say, let me just show you in Excel. Okay, I'm saying, you know how this round off will happen? Let me just show you. See, I have here the value, say 1.89. Okay. Now then say 1.2, then say 1.34. Okay. Then let's say 1.67. Right. Now, when I round off, this will become 2. This will become 2. This will become 2. This will become 2. When it is ceiling, the next highest level. But if you take the round, the actual round, how it happens? Let's take the total now. It is 8. Now what is the total here? 6. Understood? So the ceiling, what it will do is it will round the values to the highest level. And then it will see here, for us, it is like, you know, how it is happening. So 6.1 means it should be 7, but it is not happening like that. So what it is doing, it is taking the round off of each of this and then it is doing this. You getting my point? So ceiling means it will round off to the next level. So that if you go, you know, the lowest level, then you'll understand. Okay. But when I say round, say equals round off. And then if I select this, I say 2 decimals. See here, I get the same result. But if I give 1, see, and if you just add here, you'll get almost same values. Ceiling means it will convert that into integer. Round means it is rounded values. Understood? Understood now? So this is actually what's happening is here. The small values are there that will make some difference for us. Still, if you want to go further and see, let me open the data here. And if you go and check this, let me just see the profit. Okay, see here. Now, if I say 5.55, if I say ceiling, that will become 6. The next highest integer value. But if I'm adding all this, the common value say 5.55 and say 4.27, the value will be different. But this will become 6 plus 4. But if I add this to how much it will be? 6 plus 5, it will be 11. But here it says 10 point something. So because it is very close, so we will not understand. But if there are like that more numbers, then it will vary. Understood? So because of the additions is actually happening. When I say ceiling, what it will do is every values will be to the next level, next integer. Got the point? Understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
when you start working, you see the numbers are like that. So you have to understand. So you have to keep on working on that easily. Say now let me show you about the floor. Then you'll easily understand. Function floor. Now I'll say floor of. Okay. Sum of profit. Okay. Let me say okay. Now I'm saying sum of. So here we had that is that function ceiling. Suppose if you want to correct this, then what should I do? I'll go here and I'll say sum. And let me close it. Okay. Now you just see, I'll say okay. Can you see now? Now it is coming focus. Now what happened? If I use that sum aggregated, now in Excel, previously we had mentioned like this, right? So this is each individual value, it is rounding and then it is added. Now when I did that, now what happens? This will be like this. Say the ceiling will be like this. Ceiling off. Like this. The previous example, I had not aggregated. So every value is getting to the next level, ceiling, and then it is getting the total. But when I added sum, now I'm getting that right, the result, it's matching. It's not right result, it's matching. That means I am first adding all the values and then saying ceiling. Same thing will happen here. Okay, for the floor. Let me go here and I'll just take and drop it here. See, this will match. You can see that it says again. That is because of the rounding. So whenever you are rounding, just make sure that you are either aggregating and then rounding or rounding and then aggregating. So depending on your, the requirement, you have to round the values. Okay. So numbers are slightly confusing because they get some weird results. So you'll have to understand how they're actually getting, aggregating. Okay. All right. Next. Next is round function rounding. Okay. Round off. Now, if I'm not giving this sum, what happens? Each value will be rounded and then it will get aggregated. But if I say sum and then I'll say round, okay. When I say round off profit, it lasts for the number of decimals. I'll say 2 decimals. See? First, I'm using this round, getting round, and then it is saying sum. Now, if I say okay, I'm sorry, I gave this round twice, right? But this should not come. Sorry, people, it was my mistake. Sum of profit. Okay. Comma decimals. Right? Now it is getting aggregated and then it is getting rounded. So now if I take this round, okay. So this is getting rounded to the unit decimal. So you can go here and you can format it if you want. The format is that, say round, and here I'll say there is that decimals, say number custom. Then we can give decimal numbers. We can give like this. Decimal numbers. Okay. So these are some of the number functions. These things I don't, think that is required. If you think that you want to practice, you can practice the square root, and power. That is for some calculations. So if you want to work on that, you can work on. The next is about if conditions and table functions. This will take it the next class because there we need to work on the parameters, set, and we have grouping. And after that, we have this condition formatting. All are actually related. So what we'll do, we'll take everything at one stretch so that you can understand how we can use this condition formatting, how we can actually use the parameters. Parameters are nothing but suppose if I'm actually trying to shade some, say state or say some region. So we have to give some condition, but that has to be dynamic. So that time we'll have to use these parameters groups. So once we finish that, then we are good to go with the filters. We'll try to understand how the filter works. And there are so many other things like how we can actually filter from one report to another report, then actions. Okay, then how to connect with the map. Those things we'll do, and then we'll start working on the problems. Okay. All right. So I'll stop here. If you have any questions, first let me finish with the people online and then I'll get back. Okay. All right. So people online, any questions? I know it was a little dry subject. So formulas will always be like that. But I want you people to practice. I'll be giving you this particular video. Go through that and then see. If you still have any doubts, you ask me. I'm there to help you. Tomorrow's session, we'll be going with the next level of functions, formulas, calculations, conditions, and then grouping, set, and parameters. Right, people? No questions? Okay. Right, so I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take care, all of you. Bye-bye.